What's up?
Welcome to episode 14 of
What's up?
with Nitro, Dave, and John. On today's episode, we have Chris Michael and Nate Sayler. And they just sealed the deal winning Speed Promotions Outlaw 32.
On the opener in California.
Yeah. And they're going to give us some little inside secrets there, how Nitrous and Boost work together.
Yep, Boost and Juice.
Boost and Juice. This is a transition episode here.
Yeah.
We are going from doing the episodes live to pre-recorded. And the reason why we're doing this is so that we can actually upload the video at a more popular time. So, again, the show keeps advancing, and they're still trying to teach an old dog new tricks.
Yeah, we're learning.
So,
we're getting there.
it goes to show, they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but they're proving you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, so... All right, well, if this is your first time tuning into WAZZUP, let me tell you what the show's about. It basically covers anything from our racers' results to events coming up, special guest, walks around the shop of what's going on here at Nitrous Outlet. All right, flow supply, meth heads, 860
I'm not going to bring them walk.
Huh?
I'm not going to bring them walk.
You're not going to make them walk? So, and tech tips. We do a lot of tech tips.
Those are my favorite.
Yeah, so if you're watching this video and you think, man, I'd love to have this as a tech tip, upload it in the chat.
Yeah.
Let us know, because honestly, sometimes we're kind of like stretching to
poke at
figure
Dave's
out what we
brain.
want to do.
Make him spread their knowledge.
Ask me some questions. Ask me some tough questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or the simplest. Maybe you're just getting started. You need to know something kind of.
You need to know the basics.
Yeah. But nothing's too good to ask. Let's do it. All right, so product spotlight. The product spotlight is like the specials we have going on here at Nitro Dave's, and this week or this month from April 1st to June 30th. So we do it by the quarter now, right? Yeah. So we have free shipping over $250. We have 10% off plumbing hardware and 10% off purge kits. And I don't know if you've seen this, John, but we also have 15% off our new purge blocks.
Yep. I wrote that on my notes.
And the quad. Oh, look at there.
You got to use the code PURGE at checkout.
I surprised you on that one.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, so you go to our website, nitrousOutlet.com, and check out, use Purge
Hey, don't look at my notes.
Let me see now. Code Purge. So there you go.
You tried to surprise me and didn't know it.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that part. You were a little bit more...
I surprised you.
Yeah, a little more ready to go there. So you may hear some background noise in our video here, in our podcast, but that's normal. This is a working facility.
Yeah. We're getting work done over here.
They're out there getting some work done.
We do it here in the U.S.
That's right.
Not in China.
That's right.
We do it here.
We're getting that stuff right out to our racers.
Yes.
So all day, every day. All right, so let's talk about racers' results. Weekend recap. Now, hold on. Before I jump into that, I should cover the fact that we have some very special guests today.
Yes.
We
should.
Yes, we have Chris Michael.
Yep.
And we have Nate Sayler.
Yeah. Two of the best.
Yes, and they just won the Speed Promotions Outlaw 32, which is a huge race. And so they're going to come on today, and we're going to talk about.
Oh yeah,
we're going to talk about that. All right, so racers results weekend recap. HSM Drag Racing Series at Muncie Dragway. Do you know what HSM stands for?
Whole Shot Media.
I thought I had you.
No, but I looked at the pictures of he uploaded the trophy.
Yeah,
it said Whole Shot, so I was wondering what it was, and then later on I find out Whole Shot Media puts on the event.
Okay. And our guy, Nick, I can't say last name, Deal?
Yeah, I don't know. Nick D.
Yeah.
Nick
he
D.
won Small Tire. And he's one of our meth heads guy.
Yeah.
Didn't he just recently add Nitrous too, or no?
No.
Okay, so we talked about it.
Yeah.
But he's still just meth heads. And it's a boosted combo with meth heads on it.
That's my drag and drive guy.
Yeah. So, and they're no stranger to the winner's circle either. So, Speed Promotions Racing.
Yeah.
Nate Sayler and I'm probably saying that wrong. I'm gonna have to ask them. Nate Sayler and Chris Michael. They won Outlaw 32.
Yeah.
And
on the season opener.
Yeah, the first race of the year. They just set the standard. Yeah. So Sunday service presented by Randy Kelly at Extreme Raceway. This was his second event. and our guy John Crow won
Yeah.
550 Index.
Yeah.
So
Pretty cool.
Yeah, John's been representing us for a long time.
Yeah.
So
You did
that's
see his
pretty
new
awesome.
paint job on the car?
Yeah,
It's like
is
a
it
greenish.
green?
It's very
see,
pretty.
It looks good.
Very
Looks good.
pretty.
Looks real good. They always represent us very well.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then Ronnie Barnes, King of the Gut, motorcycle drags at Yellow Belly Dragway. Josh Wilk won King of the Gut.
Yeah.
So that was a motorcycle race.
Yeah.
Hey, we just lost the screen. Oh, yeah, sorry. So that was a motorcycle race. And Ronnie Barnes is also a great photographer.
Yeah.
And he puts on this race. And I think this was the makeup from a rainout, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So,
It was April 6th, I believe.
yeah. So how do you remember all that stuff?
I don't know. This.
So congratulations to those winners. We're going to jump over to upcoming events. And, we're hitting our second week of May?
Yep.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of events in May already.
Yeah. This weekend's coming up is going to be packed.
It's like steamrolling, it's coming. So this weekend, Roger's already left with the vending trailer. He is headed to Rockingham Dragway. And we have everything from bottles for bottle trade-ins to flow supply fittings to AN wrenches to Lisa's latest apparel, our latest
some cool new
apparel.
shirts too.
Yeah, she made some cool stuff. He's going to roll on to Rockingham premises and set up for a streetcar bragging rights.
Yeah.
That is going to be a killer race. I am looking forward to seeing that. I told Roger last night I'm jealous. Nate, the promoter for that event, texts me like, "Man, I got y'all's VIP. We're having steaks. I got y'all access up to the rooftop bar."
I'm pretty bummed I didn't go.
Yeah, I am too. And honestly, my friend Dan and Al own the track, and I've been dying to get there.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna have to make up a reason. Just pick a weekend, not even an event. Just go hang out.
Just fly out there.
Just to go.
Take off.
Because nothing ever aligns where I can make it. Now, I'm going to be over at Bobby Crux and James Futch's Radial Gangsters Paradise at Prescott Dragway. That's where
You going to win the bottle trophy we made?
No, because I don't think I'm going to have orange juice back together in
Why
time.
not? What's
Mike and I were talking about last night. We next day aired the Pro Charger in. Thompson Motorsports flipped my heads around in one day. The only thing that was wrong is when the blower came apart. I need to cover this from me not putting oil in it, right? I want to make sure the shade's getting thrown where it needs to get thrown. Whenever it came apart, aluminum fragments went into the engine, and it was holding up number 8 valve. So when I did the leak down, that's what was going on. There was aluminum fragments.
So it stopped at the valve.
Huh?
It stopped at the valve.
Yeah, it wasn't
very lucky.
shut. So I had an Uber driver drive them up to yesterday morning. I met my Uber guy Olaf up here, and he drove the heads to Thompson Motorsports. And literally by the end of the day, wasn't even the end of the day. It was like they got right on it. They took them apart, cleaned them, lapped the valves, polished everything, cleaned it up, and put them back together, boxed them up, and shipped them to us. They're probably down there at the shipping.
Oh,
our shipping.
You have no excuse not to make it now.
Man, the problem is we never got to finish tuning.
Everybody's putting in their work for you to go.
They are. But Mike and I talked about this last night, and you know how I get in go mode, and there's no stopping me, and then I forget something like putting oil in the blower. Him and I came to the conversation that Nitro Dave needs to whoa for a minute, and we need to go back to the hub dyno and finish our tuning process, and then go testing.
Call in sick tomorrow.
So if I didn't have so much going on, I would. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go back to the hub dyno. We're going to get the tune finished, and then the following weekend is my anniversary. So I'm not even going to ask if I can go to the racetrack. Yeah. She would say yes, but I'm going to take her somewhere.
Next weekend is also Rally on the Valley.
Oh, really?
That could be a cool anniversary. I'll take a hot rod out and go cruise.
Yeah, we could. So I don't know if she's. I think we're ready for some no car stuff.
All right.
Yeah, we need a break. We need beach and margaritas and some adult time.
Go to Miami.
No, I'm talking somewhere we can drive.
Oh, they got the beach right there on 6 by my house.
Yeah, Lake Waco.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so Thursday, I'm kind of getting ahead, but I'm just telling you what my plans are. Thursday is a private track rental at Texas Motorplex, and so we're going to hub dyno, and then at the end of the month, that'll be 2 weekends away. We'll go to the private rental. That's when we'll test, and then we'll race our Clash of the Titans event on Saturday. So kind of we outlined it, gave us a little bit of acceptable time to where I don't sabotage us.
You're not rushing everybody.
Yeah. So with that being said, I think I'm going to take Haas, a little streetcar, to Bobby's race and run the streetcar event.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Fun fact, coming up on my anniversary next weekend, fun fact is that Lisa and I went on our first date in that car.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That's the reason I still have it. So
you can take it out next weekend to your anniversary.
There you go. Hey, you should be up for it.
Yeah.
Honestly. So whenever she came out carrying her heels with tennis shoes on, because I told her she was driving a 6-speed car, she picked to take the Camaro out. I knew that she was my girl. Yep.
That was it. Then. Jaw was head in the ground.
Yeah.
He was ready.
Man, that's my girl right there. So, all right. So the same weekend this weekend is LS Fest at Texas Motor Speedway.
Yes, sir.
Are you still going?
No, I'm waiting till next weekend to take the truck out.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You still got to do some tuning?
No, yeah. I got to tune it up and do some peel outs first.
Some peel outs?
Yeah.
Okay. So are you still going to go to Texas to the...
I probably won't.
No?
No.
I'm take a break?
I'm going to take a break. Take a weekend off.
All right. Well, I know that a lot of our guys are headed over to Texas Motor Speedway.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of bummed I'm missing that one too, honestly.
Yeah.
But I'd rather, if out of that and streetcar bragging rights, I would go to streetcar bragging rights over LS Fest anyways.
Definitely.
So, yeah. Nothing against LS Fest,
No.
but that one's not as good as the Kentucky one.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
And it's going to be hot over there.
Yeah, it's going to be hot. And, man, I don't know. I do like the drifting.
Yeah.
Like the drifting down here is pretty legit.
It's much bigger.
Yeah. And I like the racing too, but something about Kentucky, man, that racetrack, Bowling Green is just, I love it. You come down the hill and it's all green and beautiful. Yeah, it's awesome.
It's a pretty cool place. I like they got an amusement park right outside of it too.
Yeah, I always say I'm going to go over to the amusement park just to say I've done it, but I never do. Like there's so much going on.
Yeah.
And being a car guy, you're not there for that.
No.
But yeah, but that's one of my favorite tracks.
That's a good excuse to go because they have an amusement park there.
Right. So, then next weekend, no, that's this weekend too. The Hitman No Time Series.
Yep.
Michael Hill's race is going to be at Darlington Dragway.
He's going to visit Jeff. Not our Jeff, but Darlington Jeff.
Yep, Jeff Miller.
No, Miles.
Huh?
Miles.
Miles. That's right. That's right. So I'm amazed how Pop. I would have been like, yeah, you got it. So okay, and then also this weekend is another race. Justin Harvey's West Texas Association at Concho Valley Dragway. And to clear this up, the last episodes we were confused to. Yeah. Well, this is actually his second event. The first one got rained out.
Yeah.
So this will be his.
What you was mixing up was Hitman No Time that got rained out, and he reused the gift cards we sent.
Maybe so. If you look into my mind, it's always mixed up.
I don't want to look in there.
All right, and then next weekend. All right, we're finally out of this weekend. So next weekend is Popeye Sailorman Productions Streetcar Reunion No Time Overdrive Series, and it's Hawley Motorsports Park. So that's another event I've never been to. Mm-hmm. Now, if you have a late model EFI car, this is the series.
That's the one to be in.
That's it. Yes, and so, well, don't get me wrong. Streetcar Bragging Rights and Streetcar Takeover too. Yeah. But this particular one just caters towards overdrive.
Yeah, and no time racing.
Right. So and overdrive does not classify as a Turbo 400 or a Power Glide with a gear vendors. Yeah. I mean, it has to be a 4L60, 4L80,
6R80.
Yeah, it's got to be a real overdrive unit from the manufacturer. Yeah. So, what was the one you said?
6R80. Ford.
What is that? Some Ford stuff?
I'm going to have one again.
I see, it tells you how much Ford stuff I know. Yeah. I did have a Fox Body Mustang with a overdrive. What was that?
You probably had AOD.
Yep, sure did. That was a fun car. All right, sorry, got off track. And then the following weekend, 27th 30, through the 31st, will be the last weekend of the month. We have the Shakedown at Motown. I love saying that. US 131 Motorsports Park in Martin, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Then, guess what's back? Speed Promotions. Racing at Virginia Motorsports Park, same weekend. So this will be
Race number 2 of the
Nate's
series.
and Chris's next race. So they're going to be over in Virginia.
Yeah.
You guys go get y'all a crew shirt. Support these guys. Help them afford to keep racing, right?
Yeah.
So, and then Streetcar Takeover at the Texas Motorplex.
Now, what else is there?
Yeah, well, so you know what's cool about Streetcar Takeover coming over to Texas? Is it's so easy to make it there, and I have been friends with Chris and Justin, Justin and Chase forever. So
This is the first time it's in Texas?
No. I think this is our third or fourth time in Texas, but like there's no reason not to make that event when it's an hour and a half away. You know what I mean? Like, and so, and of course, the Motorplex is pretty much home for us.
Yeah.
And so Justin and Chase brought on our race, the Clash of the Titans, right? So Justin and Chase said, "Hey, Dave, well,
Will Orange Juice be ready for that?
it will be ready.
Good.
It will be ready." And so Mike Dietz will be driving Orange Juice because I'll be putting on the race. So that I'm giving
Mike's a better driver, too.
probably. We're just to see he ain't never drove nothing that fast.
He still drives good. He's on the tree better.
Huh?
He's on the tree better, so that'll give him a good start.
Yeah, because I don't know if you know this, but we realized that we put a camera in the car to figure out why I suck so bad on the tree.
You was taking a nap.
I always look away from the tree after it lights up the second bulb. It's like some
What's
type of
that over
attention
there?
deficit thing. Yeah. So Mike and his two boys and Madman are going to be turning the car.
That's a good crew.
Yeah. So they got a system worked out. I'm just going to show up, slap hands, high fives, and have a good
Sign
time.
autographs.
It's going to be very tough. The only person that's ever drove my car is J.D. Campbell.
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever we first got the car going and has helped me line it out, he drove it, and that's the first time I've ever had somebody else drive my car. And so it's going to be a little different knowing that I'm not, we were testing then, not that my car's anything impressive, but it's going to be a little different watching, not being in the pits, helping make tune-up calls or any of that.
Yeah.
Literally just being, other than the fact that I own the car. Yeah. So, event promoter. So we will be putting on the Clash of the Titans. I've had a few guys drop off already. I had 2 guys crash, and 1 or 2 guys hurt the motor. And so we went from having a full 32 car field to like 28 cars or something like that. So it's not too late to join the Clash of the Titans for Texas Motorplex. And the payout's $10,000. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And it's part of the point series. So you accumulate points for our championship at the end of the year.
How much money do you win at the end of the year?
I don't know yet. I'm still working on
All right.
it. Yeah,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ask you that.
I should have made a list of all the sponsors, and we need to do that on the next video. We really need to start promoting
It could be
our
added.
sponsors for this event. Yes, it can. We'll get our marketing.
And here's
guys
all
to
our
add it.
sponsors on the screen for you.
Yeah, there you go. I like that. Ta-da!
Yeah.
Right. All right. So, thank you to our sponsors for helping us put on this event. It is it's a learning curve for us, but being that we own a company in the racing industry, we understand the importance of creating sales for our sponsors.
Yeah, and displaying them.
and brand recognition.
And shout out.
Because that's a big expense to cover these events and stuff. Yes, absolutely. So it's very important. So we will make sure that.
And we're not going to make somebody's name up either.
No, that's the reason we let marketing do it.
Yeah.
Because like it'd be like all nice and right. So you like that?
Yeah. I don't think you caught what I said though. Makes nobody's name up.
Man, I'm good at mixing names up. I need a foolproof a foolproof layout. So, all right. So we're fishing to get to our special guest, but let me cover this real quick. Let's talk about the Clash of the Titans 450-ish.
Ish.
A lot of people keep asking, what is the ish, right? Well, the ish is
the gray area.
Yeah. So kind of. So here's what's cool about the Clash of Titans. It's like something you haven't seen yet, right? So it has a cap, but the cap is determined on Friday in this case. So Thursday we'll have private testing. Then Friday we will take in a driver's meeting before qualifying. We will pull a chip out of a bag.
There we go. That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah. And that chip is going to either be a 445, a 450, a 455, or a 460. Might as well call it an index.
I overheard downstairs too that we got some really cool chips.
Yes. So, God, it's one of those name things.
Oh man,
I think it's Snell Manufacturing or something like that.
I messed you up.
Yeah, got me. So
I caught you off guard.
But he's building us some really awesome chips to use throughout the season. I'll probably pull it out of a Crown Royal bag or something because I have some of those.
Alcoholic.
I like Crown Royal. So we'll pull it out of there, and that'll be our index. So then we go into qualifying. Our racers get 2 qualifying passes, right? So we'll run those 2 qualifiers. The 32 cars that is the closest to that cap that we pulled out of the bag goes into eliminations the next day. And then we will, the 32 that Friday night will be released of who's going into the next day's eliminations, and it will work off of an elimination tree.
That's pretty cool. It's going to make people nervous and want to push it or not push enough and just miss it.
Now, during qualifying, they get ET slips. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's no time, so it won't show on the board, but they'll get a slip, which will help them know after the first one where they need to be.
Yeah.
But whenever we go into eliminations the next day, there are no slips.
Nothing.
I would advise you to have a draggie, or maybe Shannon Davis's program, the VMS. Crap, he's one of our sponsors too, and he sent he sent me one for the car and the truck. But that program will actually tell you all your times, everything.
Well, look, since he's a sponsor,
VPS, Vehicle Position System.
Since he's one of your sponsors, we should sell it at the race for your racers to use too.
Yes, that is a great add-on, and Shannon actually is giving away gift certificates as some of the winnings. So that is a great opportunity to update your car, so you don't even have to have a dragger.
Yeah.
You literally, the data is there. You download it. So, yeah, so that's going to be a great beneficial asset throughout the year of this series to have that data going into eliminations.
Yeah.
So, all right. So our race schedule for Clash of the Titans is going to be this weekend, or I'm sorry, the end of this month, Texas Motorplex. Then we're going to kick over to Charlotte, North Carolina, Z-Match Dragway, June 26th through 28th.
I won't make that one.
No?
No.
Scared?
We got a vacation planned.
Oh, man.
Got to bring the kids to Disney.
Oh, okay.
We're
I don't blame
going
you.
to see the mouse.
Go see the mouse.
We're going to see the
All right,
mouse.
I don't blame you. That's a good thing to do. And I probably need to go ahead and start opening up registration for Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yes.
We're starting to get closer. I need to start pushing that. Then we're going to kick over, I'm excited about this one, to Bodie's Grudge Bowl at US 60 Dragway. And that's going to be in Hardinsburg, Kentucky on July 11th through the 12th. And we're also helping Bodie host a Christmas tree shootout.
You gonna bring orange juice to that?
Oh, yeah. Orange Juice is going to race every one of these. Mike's going after the championship.
I'm coming there.
So, all right, perfect. So that Bodie's got, I don't know. So we also sponsored a class for Bodie's, and it's do you remember what it's called? I finally got you.
You did. I give you that. You got that was a good
You
one.
can't remember that? You're the marketing guy.
No, I'm not. He's the
come on
marketing
now.
guy, and the
Come on.
laptop screen is not on.
Oh man. So it's got something to do with Nitrous because we're the class sponsors.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Man, I'm so sorry.
I'm so glad I tripped you up.
I won't be able to sleep tonight. Now.
But he's also got Run What You Brung on 275s. It don't matter if you're a pro mod or a dirt track car. Bring
Yeah.
it. And it's $100K to win. Where else are you going to go win $100,000 for having fun? That's yeah.
What's the class name?
Huh?
What's the class name?
Anything on 27, 28? No.
The nitrous one.
Run what you brung?
The nitrous one.
I don't know. You were supposed to know.
Hang on, time out.
No, we got to keep moving.
We can edit this.
You can jump it in here in a little bit.
That's the perfect point of this.
Put it on the screen.
There we go. Aaron says we'll put it on the screen. So then we're going to jump over to Hood to Hood. Now this was, Hood to Hood was the original, the OG, the only race we were going to put on. And what started this is Ethan said, hey Dave, you want to put together a class? And me being who I am, I always have to overdo it. I'm like, yeah. And I came up with this. And then I got carried away and turned it into a series like literally a few days later. And that's going to be at Texas Motorplex, back at home. Texas Motorplex, September 18th through the 20th.
I'll be there too.
And the payout on that thing is over $20,000 for our class. Yeah. And it's already got, I think it's like 36 registered cars, 38.
And that's the race you could probably build another car off of if you win.
Yeah, it's going to be impressive. And then we're going to jump over to the year-end finals, championship party, right? So we're going to have our championship party, and it's going to be at Odessa, Missouri. That's that right? Missouri?
I believe so.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you said Missouri, right?
Okay. And it's October 25th at Flying H Drag Strip.
Yep.
Yep. And so
Kansas City Streetcar Takeover.
Yes, back at Streetcar Takeover. And this event will be for double the points. So, by the way, for the guys that are looking at the series, you get 10 points just for showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, literally, like if you showed up to every one of them
and said hi. Yeah.
You know, all you got to do is register, show up, make a hit. If you break, you still get 10 points. That's a great way of being very competitive for the year-end final there.
Yeah, yeah.
So, all right. It is time to bring our special guest on.
Oh, look at his shirt.
I didn't get a shirt.
Man,
guys,
man.
what's happening?
Chris let you down.
Now my feelers are hurt and everything.
All right, guys. This is the WAZZUP show, so you got to give me a WAZZUP.
What's up?
There you go. So, how does it feel after coming from a very successful weekend of setting the trend for the year?
I mean, it feels pretty good. I'm exhausted. The sun out there in California hits different, man. I'm telling you, it's I'm all burnt and stuff. But I mean,
It was like 101 degrees out there.
Yeah.
Already, huh?
That's Texas weather.
Hot.
Now, Chris, you're
Great
from
weekend.
California, so you're used to that, right?
Yeah, I'm 2.5 hours away from where the race was at. And that was a 3-day period we got where every day was 100. And now we're back to like 78 degrees.
Oh,
But yeah,
Now, Nate, you're from is it Ohio?
I'm from Montana.
Montana. Okay. I was close.
Yeah.
Not really. But
he's used to negative 40 degrees.
Yeah, today, right now, it is
It's cold. Look, he got a jacket on.
50, almost 60 degrees here.
oh,
That's not
man.
bad.
It's beautiful out.
So, yeah. You can't beat that at all. You know, whenever we did Rocky Mountain Race Week, we had record highs of heat. And so that's about what you guys just experienced at the race.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we couldn't get enough water, Gatorade. It was, man.
I hear it echoing quite a bit.
You hear echoing? I got Aaron
go.
on it. The good thing is this is our first episode that we haven't done live. So that means these guys got the power of editing. So. I'm going to do the official introduction here, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. This is my research here. Chris, I have the owner of the Gucci Nova and Bad Intentions Racing. Known for your participation in the MPK series and Now Speed Promotions.
Yep.
Gucci Nova is a 1969 built Larry Jeffers car. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. You introduced it in 2021 as a twin turbo 4.9 bore space Hemi.
Yep.
And looks like 2022 we entered No Prep Kings and it was piloted by Bodie.
Yep. For a half a season. Yeah.
Half a season. And then it went over to, I can't say his name.
Giuseppe?
Giuseppe.
How you say it?
Gentile.
Giuseppe.
Gentile.
Giuseppe. Okay. And he finished it up the rest of 2022, right?
Yes.
All right. So 2023, the car went back to Larry Jeffers.
Yep.
And what'd y'all do with it from there?
We decided to go pro chargers, so we took off the turbos. We had Hull Tech on it with Bodie, and then we put Fuel Tech on it when we went pro charge. And that was the whole season of 23.
Okay. What inspired you to go from the Hull Tech to the Fuel Tech?
I just felt it had more features. Giuseppe was used to the Fuel Tech more than the Hull Tech, and that's what he knew. So
okay, that makes sense. That's I always tell all my guys whenever they're like, "Hey, should I get this, or this?" And I'm like, "Pick your tuner and go with what he says."
Yes, exactly.
Now, 2024, I'm drawing a blank.
So 2024, we continued with Pro Charger. We put Motec on it for the year because Giuseppe had a friend of his, Job Spetter, tuning the car, and he knew Motec really well. So we did that for 2024.
Okay. And 24 was a weird season for people that are following the series because the filming hasn't really posted yet, correct?
Yes.
Or it has posted now?
24 was live.
Okay.
So that was the live.
It was live, yeah.
23 was season 6, which
Right.
they recorded. They haven't published it yet.
Out there, yeah.
So 24 was season 7, and that was our first points championship back from doing the team stuff. Like
Right.
Season 6, 2023 was the team series, which Chris and I had
That was
my
a cool
car
deal.
and they had their car, and we actually won the team
Yeah, that was cool.
on Team Fireball. So
Okay. Yep. I actually have that down here whenever I hit you, so I got that part. All right. So 2025 brings us up to where we're at, and you guys are joining forces. And I'm going to ask you some questions about that. Nate. So you own Nate Sayler Racing. Am I saying that right? Sayler?
yep.
Okay. Also known for your participation in MPK series and speed promotions. So 2022, you entered MPK, the Futures class with your 67 Nova.
Correct.
So I have to tell you, I'm a Nova guy too. I got a 66. So
I love them.
yeah,
I'm actually a
72
Mopar
Chevy.
guy. But if you cover the front and the back of a 67 Nova, it looks like a Dodge Dart.
It did say you started with a Dodge Dart.
Yep.
So yeah.
AI is correct.
You know, back in the day, me and my buddy, we street raced a Dodge Dart. It was a 72.
Oh yeah.
So that was
I have a 68, a 73, and a 71. One of them's got a Hellcat motor in it. My 68 is over at RJ Race Cars. We're turning it into a small tire car. So yeah, I'm a Mopar nut. I still have my Barracuda that we bracket race with. I got a 70 Cuda. And then my top sportsman car that Larry Jeffers built for me was a 71 Cuda with a Proline 481 in it and stuff. That's how I got started with all this.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So I grew up, the local guys here, they have a Mopar club. I'm going to tell you a funny story real quick. And my dad's buddy asked me to put a Nitrous kit on his Cuda. And I did, and I tuned it. It's a carbureted car. I tuned it with a wideband on my laptop just to adjust tip into the front barrels and then in wide open throttle. And a buddy of mine that works as a tech at the dealership called and said, "Man, everybody at the Dodge Club is talking about how you tune this carbureted car with a laptop. How did you do that?"
Yeah.
And I had to explain to him it was a wideband. I've always laughed about that because I grew up looking up to these guys, and that's the transition of, you know, kind of moving into the late model stuff.
Yep.
All right, so your car was also built by Larry Jeffers.
Yep.
So I'm noticing a circle here.
Yeah, no, Larry built 2 cars for me, actually. He built my 71 CUDA that got me into Proline and Mark Mickey and all that stuff. I mean, that was my first fast car, 3-second car. And then we sent my Dart over to Jeffers to have him turn that into my NPK car, and it wouldn't fit a 36-inch tire. Well, at that point, the 36 in season 5 was legal. And so I said, well, the Nova looks a lot like a Dart if you cover the front and the back of the car. So let's do that. So he built me a Dart and put a 36 on it. But this is that's my Dart.
Oh, yeah.
It's got the velvet roof, or is it painted?
No, it's actually the charcoal color. And then it's got, here, let me see. This might be bigger.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually three paint jobs.
I see. Is it like a green on the top?
Yeah, so it's Viper green, it's Viper silver, and then the top color is the color of my Hellcat, which is that granite metallic, which is also the color of my Nova.
That's a good looking car.
Yeah, so
That was at Larry's, right, Nate?
It's at RJ's. RJ.
No, but it was at Larry's or no?
Yeah, it was at Larry's.
Yeah,
Yep.
I remember seeing it there. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. So, how many cars are you currently building right now?
Well, it depends on who's asking. So if somebody that's not supposed to know is asking, then just my Pro Mod that RJ just finished. But no, I'm a car whore. I'm in the car business, and I love cars. I've loved them since I was a kid. I owned 5 cars before I had a driver's license. I would fix up an old car and sell it and flip it and turn all that money into another one, and that's kind of got me where I'm at today. So I'm building a few cars right now.
Do you have attention deficit by any chance?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's my problem.
Yep.
I'm in the same boat.
We got our shop truck. It's an F-150. We're sticking a Pro Charger on, a new F-150 with the Coyote motor in it. I got a Viper that is in my shop right now that I had bought from Larry Jeffers too. I think we're going to sell that. And I got my small tire car, and then Clyde over at RJ's twisting my arm to build a small tire car. So we might do that too. Another one.
I get stressed.
Show them that emblem on your table.
Projects. What's that?
That's for my I'm not a Ford guy, but my new Pro Mod is a Eleanor Mustang.
Oh, nice. So you ended up winning with the 67. You won Norwalk in Alabama.
I did. Yep. The 2 we went to that year. I got COVID in between that. So Rockingham, it went Norwalk, Rockingham, Alabama, and I got COVID in the middle of that. And I decided to be responsible and not go spread it all over the place. So I stayed home. But we went to 2 events and we won 2 events with it. They built me a hell of a race car.
And that had to feel pretty awesome.
It did. It felt good. I just was trying to grudge race anybody in the invitational period. And that's when we raced Jim Howe.
Wow.
He put a post on the internet that nobody would call him out or race him because he made a stupid fast pass, and he did. And
that was in Alabama, right?
Yeah, I was at Steele. So we said, I'll give you $3,000 to race me. And we raced him, and we put a gap between them. So that's kind of set the pace for that. And then they didn't really want us in the invitational after that. We were too fast.
How long did it take to wipe that smile off your face?
A while, long while. Yep. Yeah, the internet had a good time with that one. It was fun.
I bet. So 2023, you were drafted into the invitational class?
Yes. Yep.
So Jay Bodie drafted you over. Is that how that works?
Yep. First round, 4th pick.
Okay. So, and it says that you won at US 131. And you, at that race, you had faced Kyle Kelly in the finals.
Yep.
So that
we
had to be
actually
another good feeling.
It was, and what it actually that doesn't tell you is we had the grade 8 the night before, and it was Kayla and I in the final, and I broke a piece on the car, and we in the burnout, and so I did, but I made it to the finals for the grade 8 at US 131. We always have a really good time there. That track's badass.
Yeah.
I've never been there.
Oh, it's fast. It's a good track.
Me too. So it says that you contributed to Ryan Martin's victory in the team victory in the team championship. So
Yeah.
what I don't understand is if you were part of Bodie being drafted, how did you end up on Ron Martin?
Man, shit got crazy at the end of the year. I'm just telling you, like people were buying people. I felt like a prostitute. I don't know. It was, I think, I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you how much, but it was a lot of money that Bodie got paid to swap teams with Ryan. And so that was the first race that we did that at, was US 131. So Bodie sold me to Ryan's team, and the team all pitched in together. That's correct, right, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah. So their team.
Yeah, we'd all pitched in, and Jerry Bird went on the waivers.
Yep. So they pitched in and bought me from Bodie's team, and then I won that weekend. So it was a really good purchase that weekend.
That's a pretty awesome story, really. Mm-hmm. You know, it beats being the sideline of the last pick.
Yeah. Yeah, like in high school where you're the last guy and they're like, man, who should we pick? I don't know. But it was pretty cool. It was a humbling experience. These guys, I'd watched Ryan and all these guys on TV I've watched every episode for 13 years. So it was kind of surreal that like he wanted me on his team, it was crazy.
That's pretty good. Now, this has been going for 13 years now?
Yeah.
Man, we're getting old. So it still seems like just yesterday. You know what I mean? Like to me, this doesn't seem like 13 years.
Yep.
So now we're talking 2025. That brings us up to current, right? Is that a pretty good back story of both of y'all?
Yeah. The only thing I would add is season 6 was not just a team event. We had an individual event too, which Kai Kelly ended up winning. But I placed second overall in points my rookie year. And the guy who was above me, I actually had more round wins, or he had more round wins. I went to more finals than they did. So we had a hell of a rookie year.
That's pretty cool. Now,
yeah.
Chris, what I didn't find in my research is a whole lot of how things went with you and your team throughout that period of time.
In what year?
Just in general, since you entered the MPK series.
Oh yeah, we the first half of the year when I was with Bodie, we had a very hard time with the twin turbos trying to get everything set up right. And then when we brought over Giuseppe and we went Pro Charger the following year, we had a really good year, season 6. We were on Ryan's team, and we were right up there in points, and we were doing really well. And then 2024, we did really well. We won two races. We were in first almost 3/4 of the season. And then the last 4 races, we had a little bit of trouble and dropped, but it was a great year.
Nice. Great year. Now, what was your reason going from twin turbo to Pro Charger?
That no prep surface, that 60 foot means a lot, right, Nate?
Mm-hmm.
And you just,
that's the best part of the racetrack.
Yeah. So I've never had anything turbo. I do have a Pro Charge Nitrous combo in all Nitrous cars, but I've been told from some of the no prep racers that controlling the power past the 330 on a turbo setup is a little challenging.
Yeah, that's when it comes in, and that's when you need it, and you just can't put it to the ground.
Right. So that makes sense. Then.
I mean, Nate, you'd have a car or two on us at the 330, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's so hard to catch them at the end.
Yeah. And then by the time you started ramping all that in where the turbo makes power, the track out there is bad.
Right. So you can't take advantage of the extra power.
Scary bad.
Now, are there currently any twin turbo combos in the series? Or is everything Pro Charger now?
Rankin was, but he switched over.
Jerry Jansen had twin turbos on his car this week, or his truck this weekend.
Yeah, like last year. Anybody?
Last year. Birdman.
Now my mind just went blank, and I was just talking to him last night. He has the green Challenger.
Oh, the Dave.
Yes, that's twin turbo setup, isn't it?
Yeah, he just started this year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, he's got a new Hellcat looking Challenger. Yeah. He's over from Oregon.
Okay.
Yep.
you guys joined forces. Let me back up a minute. So now we've thrown nitrous into the mix, right? So now we're Pro Charge and nitrous outlet. What is how's that working out? Like, what was the reason of going? I know the rules changed to where you could have both, but what was your whenever y'all decided to, okay, we're going to do this? What was your reasoning behind it?
Go ahead, Nate.
Okay, so our deal is the 144 Pro Charger was outlawed. So Ryan had it a couple years ago, and then they changed the rules so that he couldn't have it. So they got rid of the 144. So everybody was using a 140-1, which makes about 56 pounds of boost, roughly. The 144 makes 60 pounds of boost, but it's just hot as hell. Like, the intake air temperatures are ridiculous. It's just so the amount of more horsepower you make, the more boost you make, we weren't making more horsepower with the bigger blower. So that's where Nitrous comes in. I mean, Nitrous comes out at negative what?
Man, I have this in my classes that I teach, and I can never retain it here.
Oh, I got you. So you need it on your notes. I'm gonna Google it. But Nitrous comes out super cold, and so basically, what we're using the Nitrous for isn't necessarily a like, oh, we're gonna run 6 kits on this car. It's more to make the power that we have more efficient, and it does one hell of a job. Like,
so it's giving an air molecule and knocking the air temps out.
Yeah, the air temps are way less, and that's what was killing that 144. So now I'm able to run the 144, and the horsepower it was going to make, I'm making more horsepower running Nitrous because it's cooling that intake charge, and it actually makes the motor happy. So I know that sounds crazy because I ran Nitrous for a long time, and I never made the motor happy with Nitrous. Like, I always got greedy and wanted more and didn't take timing out and stuff like that. And I would hurt stuff with my deal. And this actually cleans the motor, loves it. If you look at the plugs after running Nitrous on a Pro Charger car, it actually helps it out. Like, the plugs clean up, the motor loves it.
I love that you're saying that because I've tried to preach this for so long.
Oh, it's a fact. Like, I can prove it. It's one thing to like say, oh, it does this without any evidence. But I'm telling you right now, if I run that thing without the bottle and then I run it with the bottle and I show you the plugs on the difference of them, it is insane difference. Like,
our first test hit North Carolina, like a month ago, on Nitrous outlet. Gucci loved it. We were like, oh yeah. Nate looked at the plugs and went, oh yeah.
Out of everybody that I've talked to, you guys were testing before everybody else that I associate with. And so how did testing go? Like, how did that time period go?
Go ahead, Chris.
We went to the Rock, right? Yeah, we were in Rockingham. And we were one of the first that were ready to try it because we were asking around and they haven't hooked theirs up yet, or they haven't been testing on it yet. I was a little nervous. Nate was super pumped up. And we had Lee White out there for testing. And the first hit was great. And Lee and Nate looked at everything and said, oh, this is going to be great. And it went well, right? We really didn't have any issues, right, Nate?
No, yeah, it went well. We didn't run very much Nitrous because we were kind of chicken shit, to be honest with you.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, running 60 pounds of boost and running Nitrous, we didn't know like what to do with the fuel maps and stuff like that and timing, and so we definitely stuck our toe in the water to see if it was warm first. And then once we started playing with it, we were like, we just started skipping jet sizes and and going up. But Nitrous comes out at negative 88.48 degrees Celsius.
Okay.
So now you got to think, when our intake air temperatures are as hot as they are and you throw a negative 88 in there, like, it makes a drastic difference.
At that type of boost, how big of a temperature change are you seeing in your air temps?
About 35, 40 degrees.
And that makes all the difference, right?
Oh, it makes a huge difference.
Oh yeah.
So, I know that a lot of the racers share different tuners. Do you think that, being one of the earlier ones that were doing the testing, you think some of that data is going to transfer over to your competitors?
I'm the only one that uses Lee White in speed promotions, so no.
That's good.
Yeah, but are the other guys doing it? Absolutely. I know Ryan tested with Nitrous at Steel. I think Paige Coughlin had it even at the race there. I think you guys are part of her. I know Jeff Lutz has got it. I know Kyle Canyon's got it on his car. It's not plumbed yet. I know that Chris Rankin's got it. Scott Taylor's getting it. So there's a lot of guys that are jumping on that bandwagon. And the good part is we kind of stuck it out there first and to see if it would work, and it's working for us. Oh, Mike Bowman just got it.
Yeah.
We're happy with the results of it. We really are. Like, I asked Lee, because this track was super greasy in California. And to be honest with you, like a 390 would have had tough getting down, right? Well, I was like, should we just shut the bottle off? Should we not use it? And he goes, no, we're not doing that. We just figured out a different way to make the car go down the track. But the motor likes the nitrous so much that Lee's like, shit, I can do so much more with it now. And it works really well for us. I mean, it's a good fit for us.
That's awesome. For a long time, nitrous manufacturers and blower and turbo manufacturers preached one or the other. They never really said, hey, we could complement each other. Mm-hmm. And we've been pushing the Boost and Juice program for as long as I can remember. And so for me, watching this is like a dream come true. And what's unique about this is that ProCharger and I have a working relationship where we've worked together for such a long time that it's kind of like it's just a natural, to see it come together. So
yeah, it's a good fitment. Yep.
Yeah, it makes me happy. It does make me happy. Now, I did have a question as far as like in the past we always preached and some of these combos, and this actually you probably just covered this talking about the different blowers that create so much heat. There in some of the applications we'll actually run a smaller blower and up the nitrous to create less heat. And trying to tell that to some boosted guys, it just blows their minds.
Well, what we've been taught for so many years is more boost, the better. It's like there's no replacement for displacement. Well, when you add nitrous, all that stuff changes. You're creating your own. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're creating your own atmosphere. That's
it. That's what I tell all the boosted guys. It goes, when do you make the best boost? Mm-hmm. And then whenever you break it down into air molecule, they understand.
Yeah.
And
it's hard to wrap your mind around that.
Yes.
Like less boost, I can go faster. How is that possible? Well, it's more efficient power too.
And so I know that the last couple of seasons, ProChargers battled their racers over spinning their blowers. So I'm wondering if this is going to, as y'all gain data and everything starts going, my personal self, I'm wondering if there's going to be a transition there to where we're not having to spin the blower so hard. So
yeah, and that's something we're playing with every day. So it's hard to say. I know lots of people have different opinions about that, on what gear set you should put in there. Obviously, I'm not going to say what we're doing and what we're testing, but I can tell you we've also looked at your theory that with that, spinning it slower, spinning it faster. And I think there's a medium ground in there somewhere.
Absolutely. I bet y'all find it. So
I think we found it.
Perfect.
Gucci was on rails this weekend.
What's that?
I said Gucci was on a rail all weekend.
Man, it looked good. It did. It looked real good. I was working out in my shop and I had the live feed on the TV in there, so I watched it. I normally don't stop and watch TV. For me to watch TV, it's very rare. But I was tearing apart a motor, so I had all evening to watch it and drink.
Well, and you had a ton of product out there.
Right.
Yeah, sure did.
It actually feels that there's so many racers in the series that we're working with, and it was an honor. You know what I mean? To even like with with Chris, the sales team was like, "Hey, look at this." I had no clue, and I'm like, "Oh man, I'm going to reach out to him." So that for me, that's a very proud moment. I started this company from scratch, so to see it keep advancing. This is our 24th year in business.
Wow!
Badass! Congratulations!
Yeah,
it's a proud moment, and I thank you guys. I do. I
thank you.
all.
Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate the support. It's I've said this a million times over the last couple of years because it's just sets in my brain. It's a lot of money to run cars of this caliber. And not just to buy them and buy the truck that they need to go in and buy all the spare parts that need to sit there. Like, you have to look at what it costs to have your crew there and a tuner and to fly everybody in and fuel. And I mean, did you see the fuel in California?
Oh, I did.
Man, I'm gonna tell you,
everybody was complaining.
We're like half of that in Montana. It's insane. Like, I should quit bitching about Montana fuel. We're cheap. I think diesel is what, $5.60 or something over there. $5.80. Oh my Lord.
John's over the sponsorship program, and we get a lot of sponsorship requests, and a lot of times it's guys are trying to supplement for the cost of, they can't even afford to put the combo together, and I'm like, you haven't even got to the expensive part yet. Wait till you start traveling to race.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and then you got all the spare parts. Like, I mean, the transmission's $20,000.
Yeah.
Blowers $15,000. Crank drives $500. The from the oil pan to the intake on a Pro Line's $110,000. Like, when you put all this together, just initially to get it, and then you're showing up at all these weekends and stuff, the support from you guys is what allows us to keep doing this. Because if we had to pay for every little thing, we couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And that's the nice part
if
about
you have a bad weekend like Kayla had, I mean, you're back in rebuild mode, and that's a huge.
Yeah, that scared the shit out of me. I'm not gonna lie. We were running down the racetrack.
That could have been much worse than it was. It was good to hear she was safe.
It was scary, dude. It was on fire for a while.
It was, and she pretty much got out unscathed, huh?
Yeah, she called me the next day, and she's pretty sore. But I think the thing for me, like, when we were down there, I was down there pretty quick, and the fumes from the burning carbon and fiberglass and stuff was insane. Like, it was a black soot. I think that's probably the worst part. Her throat hurt from swallowing all that.
What do you got back there? Bird farm?
Chris, you got a bird farm back there?
I think we lost him.
Yeah, he froze.
Oh, there he is.
I'm here.
You got a bird farm back there?
Yeah, I'm yelling for my wife to help calm the birds down over there. Got a bunch of macaws.
Was that parrots?
Yeah.
I see them now.
Got a bunch of them.
That's cool. That's cool. All right, so what inspired y'all to join forces in 2025?
Go ahead, Chris.
I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
What inspired y'all to join forces in 2025?
So, pretty cool. Beginning of season 6, you were doing some filming with Bodie up north. Remember that, Nate?
Yep.
And I'm friends with Bodie too. And I got introduced to Nate. We all talked for a while and became friends. And then we got on the same team when we got traded onto Fireball's team, and we became better friends. And then Giuseppe he got a different position and couldn't race this year. And Nate was thinking about not even racing. And I was thinking about not racing either. And I called Nate up and I said, hey man, what about if we join forces? And Nate's like, you know what? If we do that, I'm in. And I felt the same way. And it worked out great.
I think y'all made a good call.
Yeah, I mean, Nate's killer on the light. I'll tell you that, and he's a good guy, and we get along great. And his crew and our crew, we just gelled together, and it's been just looking straight forward. I mean, we're pretty confident this year.
Now, taking two teams and bringing them together, how does the roles align between y'all?
I sort of just fall back behind everybody and just let them do their thing. And, I get the rooms and the flights together. And me and Nate will talk once a day or once every other day about our strategy or what the next race we're going to do or what he wants to try. And I just sort of go with the flow. Let Nate handle it. Be White handle it.
Now, Nate, are you hands-on in there?
Am I what?
Are you hands-on in the pit?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You have to be. I'm going to tell you right now, when you're doing the speeds that we're doing in that car, I have a 7-year-old daughter at home. Like, I want to come home to her. So I made sure when we mixed both these teams together that we went through everything and said, all right, you're going to be responsible for this. You're going to be responsible for this. And then I walked them through how I want it done. So even like Tyson's, I would say Tyson's our crew chief. And he came to me and said, how would you like this done so that you feel comfortable? And then I really I do a lot of business with Proline Racing. And I told Chris when we came on, I said, there's a few things we're going to have to change. I want my tuner. I want to do all of our motors through Proline. They rebuild Noonans and all that stuff, and which is what's in Chris's car. But there was a few things that we needed to change for me to feel comfortable doing 200 miles an hour in somebody else's car.
Inside the car too, you wanted some changes.
Yeah, and I had to change some of the controls so they're where I need them. When you're doing 200 and you go through the finish line, I need to be able to not think about where everything's at. I just need to be able to grab where mine's at, and that's where it's at. And so Chris was really good about that. We put a new wheel in the car. We changed the tranny brake button. We added some other stuff, moved some things around. And then the big move for us was we put Fuel Tech back in the car. We put nitrous outlet in the car. We also had it all wired from Abdullah.
Beautiful work.
Yeah, he did a great job. He wired the car and the nitrous all up for us. Ed at Larry Jeffers was amazing to deal with. You'd tell him, hey, can you do this? And they just make it happen. Like, it was crazy. I'm very verbal. I own a company in Montana, and I'm very good at delegating things out and stuff like that. So I made a list of everything that I felt that I needed to address. And the Ed at Larry Jeffers addressed all those needs. Chris also did that. I mean, the guys have been great to work with. Chris's crew, Jack, Bob, and Tyson. And to be honest with you, really the big thing for us was Giuseppe answering his phone for us anytime, night or day. There was questions that I had that I couldn't answer, it not being my car. And he's like, oh, we did this or we did that. And for me, that was a game changer. Like, we almost had a cheat sheet, really.
Giuseppe's behind the scenes every day. We need him. Yeah.
So he's good. Lee White is, he's the most badass tuner, in my opinion. Him and Steve Petty are probably one of the two, Jamie Miller. And being able to have those resources at my fingertips was that's what allowed us to win in California, really. I mean, we had the right people behind us, and we weren't afraid to do the work. So
now, did y'all face any challenges? I mean, you got two leaders coming together. Was there any challenge there as far as just kind of laying it out and everything just kind of flowed?
For the most part, it flowed pretty well. Nate's operation, he did things a little differently on some of the items than we did, and we talked about it, and we came to a happy medium on certain things, how we do it, he does it, and it's worked. It's no issues.
Mm-hmm. The big thing for me is safety for me. That's the most important. That's my most important part for me is to be able to come home and see my little girl. That's the most important part to me. So the safety thing was a big deal. Chris, we're putting Stroud safety came on this year. So we're putting the new 7-point harnesses in the car. The suit,
Pro Charger bag,
my fresh air system, all of those things that can help me make a better decision in the car and know that I'm safe and I can breathe calmly. We were testing in California, and we had a backfire, and there was a fire in the front of the car. And I didn't even move out of the seat. I was calm as calm could get. I know I had the fire protection system right there if shit got crazy. I knew the guys that were there helping me we're going to do anything possible to make sure that I'm safe. And like, that's for a driver to be able to be comfortable like that is what allows me to do my job. But we put all the right people in line. They all work really well together. And I think it's going to be a pretty tough team to beat, really.
Mentally, that allows you to focus on driving the car, correct? Like, you don't have to be like, did they do this?
Yes.
Am I safe? It's
yep, and we walked through that multiple times before I got in this car. You're going to do this, and this is how I want you to do that, and everybody was right on board. They were all accommodating. They were all like, "Oh, well, we don't normally do it that way." Nobody fought me with it. Their main goal was to make sure that I was safe and felt comfortable, so that I can concentrate on cutting a tree and stuff like that. And I think we've done that. I mean, in testing. I wish that I could show you all the time slips in testing for reaction times and stuff like that. It's and 60-foot times. That means Tyson's lining me up where he's supposed to, and which is a big deal for me too. You know, when I'm looking down the track and I'm seeing him line me up in the groove where I would line me up if I was out there, it makes me confident when I let go of that button, the thing's not going to go left or right or whatever, and it just allows me to clear my head.
To be calm. I'm terrible on the tree. We all laugh because if we're losing a race, it's because of my driving. And I haven't been able to get that down yet. I don't know what it is. The
big thing for me, if I can offer you any suggestions, when I started racing fast cars, I got into dragsters first. And Charlie Wapel is a friend of mine here in town. He's an airline pilot. And he taught me that routine is everything. So I do the same routine every stinking time. When we go up, I can walk it through in my head. I just hit this button. I hit the start button. I'm in third gear. I roll through the water box. I pump the brakes. I hit my line lock, and I'm talking myself through this. And now I don't even remember letting go of the button anymore. Like it's just
natural.
It's just a natural deal. But the thing that I could tell you is make a list of things that you do in your head every time, and pretty soon it'll be muscle memory and you won't even think about it, and that's when you're going to start becoming that guy that chops the tree down.
I'm trying. We did put a camera in the car to see what I was doing, and you're going to laugh at this, but I look away from the tree after I light the second bulb every time. I don't know why.
Yep. So now you know that. So you know that when you click in that second bulb, if you watch me stage a car, that top bulb or that second bulb just barely flickers. Like I want that thing to barely be on, because then, and I'll tell you who taught me this, Tony Schumacher. I used to be in the motorsports business, so I sold Suzuki and stuff like that. And we went to a dealer meeting in Vegas, and Tony Schumacher was there, Antron Brown, and the gal that drove the bikes, the little brunette, I don't remember her name, but she was the Army team. They were all there, right? And so I got to have dinner with some of my idols, right? It was insane. And I was wearing a Tony Schumacher shirt the day before, and I lost. And I told Tony, I said, I lost with your shirt on yesterday. And he goes, shit, so did I. And so I told him what I was doing, and he's like, you're doing it wrong. He said, the only way that you can guarantee yourself to be in the same spot every time on that racetrack is to make sure you barely click that second bulb on. Because if you do that, then your car is in the exact same spot every time. And then you can make changes to make sure your lights are what they are. But if you're rolling in, or like I watch a lot of the NPK guys roll in and turn both of them on, you will never see me do that. You just won't ever see me do that. And that's why, because if you start in the same spot on the racetrack every time, now you can make changes to become a better driver.
I'm going to use that info, and I'm going to let you know how it worked for me.
I promise you it's going to work, because I did a lot of what these guys are doing. I wouldn't pay attention. As long as both bulbs were on, I thought I was good, right? It's not true. It's if you start in the same spot on the racetrack every time, then you can make adjustments. Do you run a delay box?
No.
Okay, so I'm a bracket racer, so I came from delay box times. So if I don't mark that line where I'm at every time, and you put delay in the box, I'm literally throwing shit in the wind to see what sticks, because you don't know if you're going to be if I need 1.035 or 1.037, because I don't know that I'm in that same spot. But right. That's what taught me how to do that. And I mean, in my bracket car, I could go up to the racetrack here, and I would be a 00 something and run my number dead on with a number.
Nice. Now in Gucci, do y'all run a delay box?
No.
No.
It's in there. It's part of the fuel tech, it's an option that's in there. And so sometimes, depending on where you're at, like if they do the instant green and they stick the green lights in the amber and stuff like that, I'll have to put a delay in the box or I'll go red.
Right.
So like this California deal on a Pro Tree, that's my jam. Like put me in front of a Pro Tree and I'll show you some good lights. But you do that instant green deal, it's actually the green light is in the third yellow spot. And so it's actually, it's a pro. So if you're fast on a Pro Tree like we are, you can go red. So I put some in the box when we're doing that.
That makes sense. So that's some good information. So is everything going to be Pro Tree this year for the series, or is it going to be some green too?
No, they're doing back. We don't know until we get there.
That'll be interesting, huh?
That's pretty cool.
I hope they do Pro Tree at a bunch of them. I mean, I like that. That's where I thrive. But whatever they do, whatever they decide to do, we'll adjust to it and go for it. So.
Now, what are you doing with the Nova? I'm sorry, let me clarify. The Chevy 2.
I'm gonna put small tires on it, and we'd have $200,000 races, one in Kentucky and one at Galot. And so we're gonna leave Gucci upstairs and we'll pit out of their trailer with my car.
That'll be cool. I actually heard you say that on the live feed. I didn't catch all of it. I just heard you say that y'all were going to keep it small tire. So I knew it was still in the mix somewhere.
Yep. And then if everything works out good, we have a big race here in Montana in July. We're going to bring Gucci to Montana and run that. I won that last year with my Chevy 2. So I want to go back to back.
Nice. Now, are y'all doing any other type of racing? I know you've mentioned Pro Mod and some of the other stuff. Will y'all be doing any other racing this year, or are you just going to focus on this series?
So Chris and I will do this series together. I have a couple radio races with some other friends of mine that I'm going to drive for. And then my Pro Mod just got done. I don't know if you saw that or not. It's a 67 Eleanor Mustang that RJ Race Cars Quarter Max, Clyde Scott just finished for me. And it turned out amazing. So I'm going to do a couple Pro Mod deals. Winter Series is on my bucket list. I want to go do Winter Series. So just a couple radio races and some winter and some Pro Mod.
Okay. So I kind of think that this series may open the door for some other avenues of racing to be open-minded to dual power adder. And if that happens, I'm your guy.
Yep. I was going to tell you, I own a performance shop in Billings, so we should set up a Nitrous outlet here.
Absolutely.
Up as a dealer.
I'll pair you up with our sales manager, Brandon.
I love it.
Make that happen. So
yeah, I like it.
There you go.
We're a Pro Charger dealer.
To Nate's place and buy Nitrous outlet.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of people up here in Montana that do that, so it'd be nice to be able to have some stuff in stock and support the guys who are supporting us.
Do you ride snowmobiles?
Oh yeah, I used to drag race snowmobiles.
Really? You ever spray it?
No, I did not, because back then, like you said, there was no boost and spray, and I had a RX-1, the very first RX-1 Yamaha R1 sled, and we gutted it, stripped it all down, and I had a turbo on it. And I still got a picture in my office at home of me setting it on the rear, the whole length of the track on the rear bumper, where you were steering with your legs.
That's pretty cool.
But I never sprayed that because back then that was a no-no. They told us not to do that sort of stuff. But we used water methanol injection back then.
Yeah. So I have a friend that races snowmobiles, and then it was so weird seeing them go from snow to dirt, or track racing. I used to go to Idaho every Christmas, and I would ride snowmobiles. I'm not great at it, but it was a blast.
Highland Park?
It was kind of I probably shouldn't bring this up, but it's my first wife. Her family was there, and her uncle worked for Search and Rescue.
Oh, okay.
And so he would take us. I think we went up to, I don't know the name of the mountains, but we'd just go out in the middle of nowhere and go have a good time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
it's okay to bring up your first wife, bud. The first one is the one you got out of the way, so it made you who you are, and not the one you got now.
That's right. Took 3 times to get her right.
I also have one of those, but I have a first wife as well.
Man, I think I'm out of questions. Do y'all have anything y'all want to cover?
I just want to thank you for your support.
Yeah.
And I know that like everybody comes with a handout to you, and like I get it because I do a lot of donations and stuff like that here, and everybody comes and wants that. So we appreciate your support. We want to give that back to you. So that's why there's a big ass sticker on the back window, which Chris is totally against stickers. There's a big sticker on the window. We want to support the guys who support us.
Yes.
And so we appreciate you guys coming on board and having us on here today. And we want to try and give that back so it makes sense for you.
You know, I gotta personally say thank you, because you guys didn't come to me with your hands out. Actually, I found out that y'all were running our product because you chose to.
Yes.
And then I reached out, and that's actually opposite of the way it normally happens. And those relationships, in the 24 years that I've been in business, I've came to realize that those relationships become the best relationships because it's give and take both ways.
Right.
And you're using us not because we gave it to you for free, but because you chose to. And generally that's a great first step.
I picked you guys, Dave, because on my Chevelle about 5, 6, 7 years ago, I went with you guys, and your customer service was great. I mean, just great. So when we were talking about going nitrous again, I said we're using nitrous outlet. So
Man, I love that. Thank you.
yes, thank you.
And as a business owner, I can tell you those types of comments right there is what makes you proud of what you built. And so you guys should be proud of it. You guys did a killer job. You've helped us out. You guys dropped what you were doing, sent stuff to Jeffers for us. They plumbed it.
Yep.
Like it never worked so smoothly.
You know what's awesome about that is I'm kind of a control freak in the aspect that I try not to micromanage, but it's just how I'm programmed. But the company has evolved further than me, and whenever you see that something is taking place and that your team has done an exceptional job, and people like yourself are saying, "Hey, your guys killed it," man, I run through here all the time, and I'm like, "Great job, guys." Because
it's a proud dad moment.
Yeah.
I mean, mostly I get the complaints. You know what I mean? Like, whenever something didn't go right, that's normally where I hear about it, and so you really want to give the pat on the backs whenever things are going like what you've tried to create and build over the years.
Yep. And it's nice to know when you're not there, you know, the whole cat's away, the mice will play type of deal. It's nice to know that when you're not there or you don't have your hands on whatever specific thing that is, that the jobs are getting done and the guys are taking pride in their work and doing the things that need to be done because they want to, not because you're standing over their shoulder. So that's really nice in your situation that you can say that, yeah, my guys are doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. The customers are saying that they're doing that and they're loving it. And we picked you because of that.
I appreciate that. You know, that kind of relates back to where you said the guys get the car where it needs to go so you can mentally focus on what you need to do.
That's exactly what that is.
Same thing with business. Absolutely. You guys being business owners, y'all understand the same thing. Like, you can't control every aspect. And if you're wondering what Tom downstairs is doing while you're trying to do this, you can't get your part done.
Right. No.
So.
No, then you're a backhoe. You're a jack of all trades, master of none. Exactly. You need to let the guys do their jobs, put them in their positions, and trust that you train them well, and trust that they care about your company like you do, and then you can go do the things to make you bigger and better and badder, and offer the product that you guys are offering to all of us.
Well, and I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys' support. I'm going to be and I'm shameful to say this, but this will be the first season I followed it from start to go. But it's not because I don't want to. It's because literally back in the I have an 11-year-old daughter, and back in the day, if TV was on, it was SpongeBob.
100%. 100%.
So for me, I just the guys fill me in on everything. But now I'm like, and I'm starting to learn how to. Whenever it comes to like how to stream things and do things, you would think I would know that type of stuff, but I'm learning.
Hey, I am gonna need some nitrous outlet stuff.
As soon as we get off the show, John's gonna text y'all and make sure we have all the sizes and you have everything you need.
You'll probably get it Friday.
I love
Sounds
it.
great. Thank you.
He's on it. So, all right, guys, thank y'all for coming on.
Thank you, everybody.
We look forward to seeing y'all's results throughout the season, and we're cheering you on.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
thank
Dave.
you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of What's Up with Nitro Dave.
And John. And be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and tell your mom and them to watch it and learn about boosting juice.